Well, hello, I'm Jason and welcome back to Journey to Spartathlon. It is the end of week 18 and we're in the business end. As I said, this second half is where it's going to get tough, and it has. I'm tired, both mentally and physically. No injuries, which is really good, and touch wood, that's going to continue that way. A lot of focus on managing the body as well as listening to the body to say, yes, I should be running, or no, needs a bit more rest. But those weekend runs, the successive runs on tired legs take a lot out of you. So the kilometres that I'm up to now are over plus 100k each week now. The shoes next to me, about a month old, they're clocking up almost 500k. I've got a second pair that I'm transitioning into alongside this one, and I'm not too sure when I get to the actual 24-hour event itself that these ones will have enough mileage left on them to actually use within the run. So they'll have probably got about 2 months, 2.5 months of wear, and have done 1,000 kilometers already. So it's interesting as to, well, interesting is not the word. It is, I'm very happy with the amount of Ks that I'm doing, the ability to be able to do it, and so that 45k run that I've just come off on the Sunday, the last 2Ks, I pretty much ran that, those 2Ks, probably a little bit of adrenaline going on because I was really happy I was finishing it, was a sub 5-minute K. So pretty happy with that. Saw a group of kids on bikes, so I thought I'd try and keep up with them, and did a good job at it. They weren't going that fast, of course, but was happy with how I felt at the end of it. But it's, yes, having felt good at the end of it, but then there's the next day, and obviously on a Mondays I have a rest day. It just kept on, it snuck up on me, and the Tuesday when I had some speed sessions, I could feel that, yeah, that's going to hit the wall. So the fatigue's there. I'm also thinking about the possibility of, so rather than these 4 or 5 hour runs, look at having double run days, in that I'll do a number of Ks in the morning and a number of Ks in the afternoon. I still manage to get all of the kilometers done, but I break it up, and I think that may actually help me mentally a little bit, rather than staring down these 4 to 5 hour runs on the Sunday. As if I didn't have to work, I wouldn't mind it so much. There'd be more time in the day to actually relax and recover from the runs. But obviously, having a full-time job as well, balancing that, it makes things more interesting. So it's harder to actually get that recovery, and I probably need to get a bit more sleep than I'm actually getting at the moment. So business end. I'm wrapped that I'm here, but I'm also it's as I say, the fatigue gets to you. Some of the runs mentally, you can see that I get drained within those, so it's good that I've got a lot of support at home as well as on the runs too, which has been fantastic and a great help. But it's still, you still get there and you're still looking up this hill of 4 to 5 hour runs. So looking to modify that a little bit with some double runs as well, but to make sure I really want to keep to the number of kilometers in the plan, but to break it up so I can recover physically as well as mentally is going to probably be important as well. So as you can imagine, the motivational slide, which I've just got up here, is it's down near the oh dear at the moment, but I think as I come back closer to the event, I think the excitement of the event is going to bring me back, as I knew it would, in that I knew that at the start there would be the euphoric component, the excitement to get into the plan, then it'll dip down as I'm going through it all, and then as we get closer to the race we'll come back up again. And so saying that it's 6 weeks away, I am excited for the race. I'm preparing the food, I'm getting supplements, I've done a lot of research on what foods to eat while running, as well as looking at the diet while not running, so to manage the weight. Weight hasn't gone down all that much, but it's just been maintained, which is good. I am eating a lot. So the motivation will come back up. I know that, and it's just to make sure I'm prepared for it all. These next couple of weeks, so the next 4 weeks will be some really big runs, which, as I say, mentally is going to catch up with me, fatigue-wise as well. But I know that it's not that far now. You know, we've come for almost 6 months in this this plan, so looking forward to the end, looking forward to the event. So let's have a look at the plans for week 17 and 18. Week 17 was the second week to have a straight marathon distance, and it sort of caught up with me. So I did a number of kilometres on the Thursday, Friday and Saturday, and really felt good there, but did wake up on the Sunday morning, or actually on the Saturday night, thinking I've got to take a breather on this one. Well, I wasn't getting sick, but I could tell that this was sort of a tipping point as to let's have a next bit more rest, and we'll see if we can push a run into the Monday rather than doing a full marathon distance on the Sunday. So did that, rested on the Sunday, came up really good and was pretty happy, and kicked into the next week. As I say, on the Monday for week 18, I did 11.5k and then straight into the full schedule as to what was on for that week, and got through the 45k on the Sunday pretty well. As I say, finished off quite strong, felt really good, but obviously going into the Monday night, I was actually feeling quite tired. So I managed in one of my runs to actually go out onto one of the athletics track and have a bit of a run around that, just to emulate what it's going to be like.
So that was a few K, probably about 6 or 7k around the track. Yeah, so not that exciting. Hoping the event has a lot more people and socialise a bit more as you're running around, take your mind off things. So, but the track feels nice, it's soft. Doesn't suck the life out of you like the grass track I've been running, so that's nice. Yeah, we'll see how we go. I've been running the one way. I should have actually turned around and run the other way, but there are other people here running the same direction, so I thought I won't do that. Oh, this is going to be a tough run. Very tough.
Body metrics have remained pretty consistent at the moment, so still sitting at about 81.5. Body fat sitting at about 22% as well. So look, a small dip at the start. I've lost that 2 kilo, and now sort of it's just hanging around at 81 and a half at the moment, which is understandable. While I am running a lot, I'm also eating a lot, so I've got to be careful of that during taper week, because obviously the Ks will come down. They'll probably come down to about less than 50% of what I was actually doing at the peak. And then in the final week, probably about 60-75%. So looking to really get some good rest before going in to the event. So food will be quite important during those 2 weeks. Make sure I'm eating the right things, but also quantity as well, and not looking to put that extra 2 to 3 kilo back on that I've lost. Wildlife during the run. So it is coming to the end of summer, I think, or March. It is at the end of summer now. So we're now into autumn. I think we're just seeing the last of the blue-tongued lizards as we go through. There have been a number of warm days, and the sun still does have a bit of a sting in it. So I think we saw about three or four more blue tongues. No snakes so far, which is fantastic. Happy to keep it that way for a full season of no snakes. No more donuts though. They've been missing in action as well. So here we go. There'll be a few donuts after the race, I can tell you that. So about to hit week 19 now, back into it. Usual formula. The Tuesday will be an 8k fast-paced run, obviously a warm-up and a cool-down. Then we go straight into our long runs on the Thursday, so 15k, 20k, 32k and a 45k. So we will see how we fare. As I say, looking to implement some of the double run days based on how I'm feeling. Again, a lot of kilometres. I'm looking to see if get as much rest as I can during those ones. Be pretty busy. I did mention one of those things back in week 18 where I missed out on the Friday run. That was because the crunchy dog had a bit of an episode, so we had to get him looked at. So that sort of took me out for the day, but he's all good now. Back to normal. So one of the things getting excited about is getting all the ingredients and everything ready for the run and putting the plans together for nutrition and hydration, as well as the race plan. So getting an inventory of all the baby food that I need, the meals that I'm preparing, looking to get into some miso soup, the chicken and beetroot, and some looking to do some chicken schnitzels as well, perhaps some fish too that I've been playing around with while running. So, and then there'll be the usual muesli bars and protein cookies, etc. So, looking forward to getting all that together. The plan will be huge because it is over 24 hours. As I say, I've got that plan where I'm eating every 20 to 30 minutes. Not huge amounts, but just keeping that food coming, and also planning it just to make sure the more harder stuff up front, keep the calories and carbs up at the front of the run. And as I get into the second 12 hours, where the stomach is a little bit more tender, if you like, come under some of the foods that are a little bit more that'll treat me a little bit better, being in a delicate phase at that particular point in time. So. As I say, but when doing the runs, I've been eating all the foods that I want to consume on the day, but I have just picked up some miso soup based on some tips, so I'm going to start trying that and give that a go. Plenty of salt in it and sodium, which is fantastic, so I'm going to have a bit of a taste test of that, see how that goes. But I have heard a lot of good things about that, so we're looking to give that a good go. So as I said, I'm refining that run plan for the race over the 24 hours. So looking at what I should be doing every hour. So what I'll do is I'm going to refine a bit more over this week, how I'm feeling, what I think is going to be realistic, and then I'll give in the next episode I'll give a quick run through of that as to what I'm looking to do, see what the rest stops are, etc. And even as I say, I've even taken into consideration the degradation of pace, the increase in time for breaks during hours that are later in the actual 24 hours. So hopefully it'll work. I say this is my first time. It's the first time for a lot of this stuff for me. It's the first time plus 100 kilometers in a week, which I still can't believe I'm actually doing. And so not doing it easily, doing it strong, but as I say, it's catching up with me. So that's it for the update today. As I say, we have got 6 weeks to go. Looking forward to it. Getting very nervous now and very worried. So more information is coming out about the day. So just consuming all of that and reading up on all that sort of stuff. So it's going to be good. It's going to be difficult. I'm not going to kid myself. There are going to be times where during that race I am going to question life decisions constantly. So, but if you look in the about page, I'll have, or the about of this video, I'll have there's a workout song for you, which you can play loud and it'll get you through the tough times. Catch you next time. Bye.